do you start and end your week? So we were talking about getting the fire going so the next morning, you're ready to go.
So for me, Sunday is a hard reset, uh, and by that, everything has its place. I want zero static. If I spend my whole Sunday making it look like no life has happened in my workplace and in my home, that is a very successful day. Most of that will be mindless, repetitive, boring work that will allow me to think about my week. So a lot of my week out planning happens during that same time. But then the actual fruit of that, like I guess that's the seed in the night before. But every Monday, Dustin and I have a what are our current rocks and what are the current objectives. We run on EOS, so it's kind of heavily depicted through EOS. But for us in the morning on a Monday, we verbally say that all the things that we are accountable for getting done, specifically as employees. And then on Tuesday, we actually cover the more project level stuff. We both know that we are still children, and if we don't watch each other, we'll child up. We're great at managing the projects that we have to manage, but the stuff that we're actually responsible for, if it's not hard to still get us to do, we're better at working on our business than we are in it sometimes. We don't show up for work, bad employees. So we kind of hit those nails so that we don't become our own fault spots. And the end is the hardest part. That original list doesn't get touched at all, and we get to say them out loud. And on our best weeks, we hit 80%. On our best weeks, we hit 80% because we both add stuff to it, or we could spend that meeting giving excuses why we've never hit 100%. But what that is really about is addressing what needs to be fixed. There's no time spent on what wasn't completed. It's okay, from what we completed, does it need more? Is it done? What's next with that? That 20% never holds up that 80%. We talk about that because we know going in Monday, the stuff from last week is going to be right there waiting for us. We need to fill up the list. What's like everything is doing something for the next thing, as you know. Everything cascades. Everything is a project or a prep for the next thing, or delivering or summing up. So that's my beginning, is a hard clean of my house and office on Sunday with here's the goals throughout the week. In the end is that circle back, mainly planning against the wins. And we address, technically every Monday it's a list of losses because it's stuff we have to do and we don't want to do anything.
Fair enough.
That's me.
I looked at that question a little bit differently. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but I found I've been in front of business owners giving presentations since 1983. Okay, so it's quite a while, but not always in the same capacity. There were 3 different venues, but always in front of business owners. And I began to feel that on Monday, my presentation, how I feel I came off as per my skill set, whatever it is, was rusty on Mondays. But by Friday, I'd had enough meets and greets where I wasn't really on my game, so to speak, where I end a meeting, whatever the result is. Wow, I had my game together. I was good. I was the best that I feel I can be in the moment, whatever the result was. I was always rusty on Monday, but really good when the weekend came. That 2 days made a difference, and there was a little catch up in my comfort zone of presentations that I had to start the week off with. And I just look back and would see that pattern. And it was interesting to me that you lose that edge of how you want to present, who you want to be when you do so. There's a little bit of catch up to do on Monday, at least for me.
I mean, sort of get yourself going.
Well, did I not get going? I was ready to go, but my skills were a little bit diminished on Monday.
Okay.
And you know what? At the end of the day, it probably didn't make any difference, but I felt it.
Right.
I felt it.
That's very interesting.
So
So,
you don't
yeah.
have that experience, Ina, where Monday you've accumulated a few cobwebs in your presentation.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
definitely. Definitely. I accumulate those cobwebs all the time, unfortunately,
Yeah.
now.
Well, in sales, you're always, when you're in the sell mode, you're always questioning yourself. Did I say it right? You're always second guessing how you might have been better, etc.
Right. That's true. Um, yeah, I probably connect with people a little better later in the week. So, Mondays. So, as my week sort of starts getting prepared, kind of like what Tristan said on Sundays. And so I'll go to church, and that really helps me to reset. Just listening to someone else's perspective about something from, whatever they're speaking from, and some music and seeing some people I don't see during the week. And so that really helps me a lot. Now it's football season, so I love football. So I watch football. I'm doing like okay in my fantasy football league, but I really enjoy that. So it makes me stop doing other things so that I can pay attention to that. But I do find that I need to go to bed at a reasonable hour or a little bit earlier, like maybe 9:30, because as I get older, I find that I wake up like at 1 morning, and then I can't sleep for a couple of hours, right? So then it's like 3:30 or 4, and then I'm like, I have that dilemma. Shall I just get up and get going, or shall I just go to sleep? And then I wake up like at 5:30 or 6, and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like, well, I could probably just get up and go. I don't feel like that at all. So, so I have to try to get my sleep a little bit earlier. So if I go to bed like at 11, then forget it. Monday's not going to be great. Santiago probably can tell on Mondays. We have our weekly team meeting Mondays at 9:30. So, but that helps too, because that's, for me, I have to have what I think the week should look like for all of us in place. So that makes me get started, So thank you, Sonia, so, for that. And it's been, for a while we had a lot of different challenges, and then we're kind of in a groove. And now we have something new and different because we have this marketing firm that's helping us to do everything. And so now we're moving into the, I have to read it from my notes. I have like 3 pages of notes, right? So we're doing, over the next 3 months, we're working on the revenue accelerators and outbound marketing. And so that requires a lot from us, and that we have to have prepared. So we are still using Go High Level CRM. So the marketing group I'm with, has their own white label. And so I have been using Be Savvy, which was a version of it as well. And so they are now making it a little bit more robust and adding their own little nuances to their version. So Santiago's going to be learning a little bit more about that. But the goal really is to have my website be, or my website and my interactions with people be fully automated, so that when I'm talking to somebody who needs the services I can help provide for them, I can have that phone call. I can make that time in my day. And then if there's a person that wants to be a bookkeeper or an accountant, tax provider, those kind of things, or just like you, Richard, like, tax strategies, then I can take the time to vet them, to talk to them, to make sure I understand who they are so I can match people appropriately. But I can't do that very well. Like you're saying, Richard, all these different things, and you, Tristan, that if I'm doing like a million other things.
Yeah.
So that's my current struggle, is that I'm still doing a million other things. Plus I have my own clients too. I do fulfillment with them. And I have a couple more that might want to come on board. And I'm like, should I do it? Should I not? Because I have this, inside me says, I really want to help these people. I really want to see them grow. But, maybe I can get to them a certain point and hand them off to somebody else. I'm trying to think of creative ways to do that, get them going and say, hey, here's here's the person that I really trust. I think is going to take you even further, kind of thing. So then I would end my week like on a Friday. And so what I do is I cut off any meetings at 1:00. So after one, I mean, I can put stuff on there, of course, and I do, but I cut it off. And so I do things like go get my nails done, something that's just for me,
Good for
go my
you.
haircut, have lunch with somebody, that kind of thing, and I hate to say it's catch up on my soap operas, those kind of things, or shows that I haven't watched. So I'm not always really successful, but for the most time I am. So that's made a difference for me. So that, so my week kind of ends, and Saturdays is sort of a, whatever I feel like doing day. If my husband's not feeling well or doesn't really want to go out or anything, that I can sit down at my computer and do stuff, that kind of thing. But I do make lots of lists, and I do try on my calendar to put the things that I'm supposed to be working on, the key things. But so that's how I start and end my weeks.
Yes.